Prime Minister Narendra Modi says government's resolve for Atmanirbhar Bharat will make India a defense supplier for many friendly countries. PM asserts domestic industry will benefit from the restrictions on import of defense equipment. External Affairs Ministry accuses Pakistan of being in denial mode despite giving enough evidence on Pulwama attack. Terms as regrettable Pakistan's move of giving refuge to Masood Azhar. MEA also says Pakistan never acted on the issue of Dawood Ibrahim. External Affairs Ministry says, during the 18th meeting of Working Mechanism for Consultation and Coordination, India and China reaffirmed they will continue to sincerely work towards complete disengagement of troops along LAC in Western sector. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman discusses issue of compensation with all states at 41st GST Council meeting. Says states can borrow from the market to make up for deficit amidst COVID-19 pandemic. Centre in consultation with RBI to provide special window to states to borrow deficit amount at a reasonable rate of interest. Heavy rainfall in Odisha leads to flood situation in parts of the state. Major rivers in spate in Jammu. IMD forecast intense rainfall in central and north India over next 4 days. India consolidates fight to beat pandemic-19 to stay ahead of the curve. Health Ministry says in the past 5 months, more than 3/4 of cases have recovered. Less than 1/4 active now. Number of patients recovered has crossed 25 lakh mark. Cabinet Secretary reviews COVID situation with 10 states and union territories. Hello and welcome to this edition of the news. I'm Rukma. In our top story, Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday made a strong Atmanirbhar pitch in defense while addressing defense stakeholders. In his address to the Defense Industry Outreach webinar organized by FICCI and the Defense Ministry, the Prime Minister stated that the government has made efforts to unshackle defense production sector so that more equipment is produced in the country. New technology is developed and there is an expansion of the private sector. PM assured that Atmanirbhar Bharat is not an inward-looking idea. It is for a stable global order.
न थमना भी है और न थकना भी है, न मुझे थकना है न आपको थकना। हमें आगे बढ़ते रहना है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's mantra for a self-reliant India. Modi government has taken key decisions to augment self-reliance in the field of defense production. The purpose is to increase production, develop new technologies and encourage private sector in the field of defense production. Prime Minister recalled that recently 101 defense equipments have been put in the negative list, wherein successively the import of these items will be prohibited phase-wise. Prime Minister said that his government has worked to break shackles that were prevalent in the industry.
अब स्थिति बदल रही है। पिछले कुछ वर्षों में आपने अनुभव किया होगा कि हमारा प्रयास इस सेक्टर से जुड़ी सभी बेड़ियां तोड़ने का एक निरंतर प्रयास है। हमारा उद्देश्य है कि भारतीय में मैन्युफैक्चरिंग बढ़े, नई टेक्नोलॉजीज का भारत में ही विकास हो और प्राइवेट सेक्टर का इस विशेष क्षेत्र में अधिकतम विस्तार हो.
Asserting that a new mindset has emerged on his government's watch, Prime Minister talked about the decision to create a post of Chief of Defence Staff and said that it showed the intent of the government.
बहुत लंबे समय से देश में चीफ ऑफ डिफेंस स्टाफ की नियुक्ति पर विचार किया जा रहा था, लेकिन निर्णय नहीं हो पा रहा था। यह निर्णय नए भारत के आत्मविश्वास का प्रतीक है और अब पहली बार इस सेक्टर में 74% तक एफडीआई ऑटोमेटिक रूट से आने का रास्ता खोला जा रहा है। यह नए भारत के आत्मविश्वास का परिणाम है।
Prime Minister also reiterated that the decision to encourage self-reliance in defense production is not just confined to official documents. He said that necessary provisions have been made in the capital budget of the Defense Ministry and a minimum amount has been earmarked for local equipments procured from Indian companies.
हमारा कमिटमेंट सिर्फ बातचीत में या फिर कागजों तक ही सीमित नहीं है। इसके कार्यान्वयन के लिए एक के बाद एक ठोस कदम उठाए गए हैं। आने वाले दिनों में डोमेस्टिक इंडस्ट्री के लिए ऑर्डर्स का साइज भी बढ़ने वाला है। यह सुनिश्चित करने के लिए रक्षा मंत्रालय के कैपिटल बजट का एक हिस्सा अब भारत में बने उपकरणों के लिए अलग से रख दिया गया है।
Prime Minister said that the decision to corporatize ordnance factory boards will be beneficial to the workers and soldiers in equal measure. He said that the work on building defense corridor is also on at a rapid pace in Uttar Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, while adding that rupees 20,000 crore investment could be made for this in the next 5 years. Prime Minister said that his government has always worked to remove red tape and roll out red carpet for the private sector. Prime Minister further added that his government's resolve for Atmanirbhar Bharat is not inward-looking, but is actually aimed at boosting India's capabilities and global peace, and also for helping the world economy become more stable. Prime Minister said that India's self-reliance on defense capabilities will boost its standing of being a net security provider in the Indian Ocean region and make it a defense supplier for many friendly countries depending on strategic ties.
भारत में अपने कई मित्र देशों के लिए रक्षा उपकरण का एक भरोसेमंद सप्लायर बनने की क्षमता है। इससे भारत की स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप को और बल मिलेगा और हिंद महासागर क्षेत्र में भारत की नेट सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइडर की भूमिका और सुदृढ़ होगी।
FICCI, in association with the Department of Military Affairs, Ministry of Defence, had organised the Atmanirbhar Bharat Defence Industry Outreach Webinar in New Delhi. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh gave the keynote address. He said that the draft of Defence Production and Export Promotion 2020 has been released.
आत्मनिर्भर होना यह एक राष्ट्रीय आह्वान है जिसे हमें एक राष्ट्रीय अभियान के रूप में बदलने का भी संकल्प लेना होगा। साथियों, सरकार ने डिफेंस सेक्टर में भी आत्मनिर्भरता को बढ़ावा देने के लिए लगातार कई बोल्ड पॉलिसी रिफॉर्म्स किए हैं। जैसा कि आप जानते हैं, इनमें ऑर्डिनेंस फैक्ट्री बोर्ड का कॉर्पोरेटाइजेशन, उत्तर प्रदेश और तमिलनाडु में 2 डिफेंस कॉरिडोर्स की स्थापना, ऑटोमेटिक रूट के द्वारा 74% एफडीआई अलाउ करने का फैसला यह शामिल है।
PM had given a clarion call for an Atmanirbhar Bharat or a self-reliant India. Various departments and ministries are working in the direction to realize the grand vision of the Prime Minister. Defence Ministry is also working to encourage self-reliance in defence production. DD India.
And India yesterday stressed that enough evidence has been shared with Pakistan on the Pulwama attack, but the neighbouring country continues to evade responsibility. At a briefing, External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Anurag Srivastav said the Pulwama attack charge sheet has been filed to address the act of terrorism and to bring perpetrators of the heinous crime to justice.
The charge sheet on Pulwama was filed after an investigation of a year and a half since the attack took place on 14th of February 2019. It has been filed to address the act of terrorism and to bring perpetrators of such a heinous crime to justice. Our aim is not to simply issue statements or notifications. You would also recall that Jaish-e-Mohammed had claimed responsibility for the Pulwama attacks. The organization and its leadership is in Pakistan. It is regrettable that Masood Azhar, the first accused in the charge sheet, continues to find shelter in Pakistan. We have shared enough evidence with Pakistan, but it continues to evade responsibility.
On denial by Pakistan Foreign Office of the presence of Dawood Ibrahim, the spokesperson said that Pakistan has not taken any credible or verifiable action against international terrorists, including most wanted ones operating on its soil. He added that subsequent denial by Pakistan's Foreign Office calls into question its intentions.
Pakistan has never taken any credible and verifiable action against terror entities or listed individuals, including the most wanted ones. This subsequent denial by their Foreign Office calls into question their intentions, and it would not mislead the world community in believing in its propaganda. Pakistan must take credible action and ensure that the listed individuals are prosecuted.
On China, the MEA spokesperson said during the 18th meeting of the Working Mechanism for Consultation and Coordination, India and China have reaffirmed they will continue to sincerely work towards complete disengagement of troops along the LAC in the western sector.
Last week, the 18th meeting of the WMCC took place, and during the meeting, the two sides had a candid and in-depth exchange of views on the existing situation in the border areas. Both sides have reaffirmed that two sides will continue to sincerely work towards complete disengagement of the troops along the LAC in the western sector, in accordance with the agreements reached between the two foreign ministers and the two special representatives during the conversation on the 5th of July. Both sides also agree that full restoration of peace and tranquility in the border areas would be essential for the overall development of bilateral relations. The two sides had also agreed to continue their engagements both through diplomatic and military channels.
And after a 5-hour 41st meeting of the GST Council, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said that only the issue of compensation was discussed and all the states were given an opportunity to present their views. Two options were given to states under which they could borrow from the market to make up for the deficit. The centre, in consultation with the RBI, will provide a special window to states to borrow deficit amounts at reasonable rates of interest, which can be repaid after 5 years from the collection of cess.
Amid a chorus by many states for compensation of GST revenue shortfall, the centre on Thursday presented two options to states under which they can borrow from the market to make up for the estimated deficit of Rs 2.35 lakh crore this fiscal. At the end of a 5-hour-long meeting of the GST Council, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said there was no proposal to raise tax rates to make up for the shortfall that has been compounded by the COVID-19 pandemic. Finance Minister ruled out the centre making good the shortfall from either its coffers or borrowing against its balance sheet. The deficit can be made good by states borrowing using a special window, and this loan can be repaid after 5 years from the collection of GST cess. With the economy slowing down, Rs 70,000 crore shortfall was seen in the last fiscal, and this year it is estimated to widen to Rs 2.35 lakh crore. Centre is of view that of this amount, only about Rs 97,000 crore is attributable to the implementation of GST, while the rest in on account of the coronavirus pandemic hitting the economy.
So the detailing will be done and sent to the states of both the options, where we will facilitate by talking with the Reserve Bank and ensuring that they get the bi-monthly compensation. This year it's already 2 bi-monthlies are delayed, but as soon as this arrangement is agreed upon by the Council, we can proceed fast and clear these dues and also take care of the rest of this financial year.
The states have 7 working days to decide which option they want. A detailed note on the 2 options would be shared with the states and they would give their views on it in 7 working days. The states have been asked to borrow through the RBI to ensure they do not rush for the borrowing and there is no hardening of bond yields. Ajay Mishra, DD India.
And in the past 5 months, more than 3/4 of cases have recovered and less than 1/4 are active now. In a tweet, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare said effective implementation of the centre's strategic and graded test, track, treat approach has led to higher recoveries and lower fatalities. And in news just coming in, 19 members of the Great Andamanese tribe who work in government offices in Port Blair have tested positive. 3 of them have recovered and the rest of the 16 are in local GB Pant Government Hospital and are recovering. Moving on, the Ministry of Home Affairs has categorically refuted allegations raised by Delhi Health Minister regarding testing in Delhi. MHA spokesperson has said the allegation that the Ministry of Home Affairs is putting pressure on the Delhi government's officers to not increase testing in Delhi, made through a letter addressed to Union Home Secretary, is false and baseless. The Home Ministry said that it may be recalled that it was after the intervention of the Union Home Minister, Amit Shah, that daily tests in Delhi, which were averaging around 4,000 per day till mid-June, have gone up to around 18 to 20,000 per day in a calibrated manner. And the Home Ministry further added that the marked improvement in COVID-19 situation in Delhi has been possible due to this enhanced testing and other containment measures. The letter of the Delhi Health Minister has annexed a note of the officers of the Delhi government. It may be noted that this note has made no mention whatsoever of any instruction of the MHA on the matter of increase in testing in Delhi. And Cabinet Secretary Rajiv Gauba held a meeting with the Chief Secretaries and Health Secretaries of 9 states and 1 union territory on Thursday to review the COVID-19 management and response strategies in these states. Chief Secretaries and Health Secretaries of Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana, Gujarat, West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Andhra Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir attended the meet. It was observed that of the total number of deaths in the country in the last 2 weeks, 89% are in these 10 states and union territories, and hence they need to have continued and rigorous vigil so as to contain the spread of infection as well as to take steps to reduce fatalities. The states and union territories were also advised to ensure that at least in 80% of new corona cases, all close contacts be traced and tested within 72 hours. They also were asked to ensure a minimum of 140 tests per million per day be done in all districts while targeting a positivity rate of less than 5%. And in other news, a 6-member central team which is visiting Assam to assess the damage caused by floods in the state since Wednesday has been continuously visiting flood-affected areas of the 7 districts, namely Nagaon, Golaghat, Lakhimpur, Majuli in Upper Assam and Goalpara, Bongaigaon and Borpeta in Lower Assam, and held meetings with officials. 113 people have died between the 22nd of May and 20th of August, and over 57 lakh people have been badly affected due to severe floods in the state. And moving on to latest on flood updates, the flood situation. Sorry about that. Moving on to take a look at updates. Well, Duina, very good morning to you. As far as reports that we are getting, the central team is visiting Assam. It is continuing to tour the 7 districts that have been most affected. But what other information do you have about the meetings and the outcome of meetings, the likely action that is to follow?
Right, Rukma, the central team who are on a 3-day visit, who came the day before yesterday, they are on a field visit. Already 4 districts have been covered by them. They have assessed, and 3 more are left: Majuli, then Lakhimpur and Golaghat, and Barpeta. So out of this three, after assessing this all the 7 districts, they will come to Guwahati today, and they will have a meeting with the Chief Secretary. And yes, they already had wherever they have gone to different districts, they had a meeting with all the district administrations officials, the DDMA officials, and just took stock of the extent of damages being caused by the deluge in those particular districts. Because this time, out of 33 districts, 30 districts were affected badly. So after assessing the the 7 districts, they will gather the information, what are the damages being caused, and after that they will brief the Chief Secretary, and after the briefing they will return back to Delhi. Assam government will send a final, they will submit a final report of the whole assessment, the damages being caused. And to be mentioned here, Rukma, the state government has already sent an interim report where an amount of 2,300 crore they are seeking. State government is seeking as a compensation from the center. Now the important point is that after the assessment of the final, from this special members, central member teams, the final report will be submitted. There it will be decided the quantum of compensation to be provided by the center. Rukma.
Right. Meanwhile, when we talk about the flood situation, more than 100 people dead and more than 57 lakh, nearly 57 lakh people affected in all these districts. Give us a sense of the situation in relief camps. How many people are still there? Have people started returning to their homes? An overall review, in fact, Doina, of the flood situation on the ground as it stands now.
So, Rukma, since May, even I have been also covering this flood situation, as you also are aware of that. But the thing is that now the situation is completely improved. A lot of improvement can be seen. Only one district, that is Dhemaji, is under, flood water. So if you talk about the whole scenario of the flood, presently this is quite good and quite improved. And if you talk about the relief camps, there are no such relief camps because already the administrations, they help the inmates who were in the relief camps to go back to their homes. And yes, in this particular flood season, according to State Disaster Management Authority, more than 10,000 houses were damaged completely, and almost 45,000 houses partially damaged. So administration are working on it to how to repair their houses and all the because of all this damages along with houses, crops, as well as the other properties, as well as the river dams. This central team will assess finally, will be assessed, and after that only will get the compensation. And now, if we talk about the overall situation of the flood, it's quite
considerably improved.
Very much improved, considerably improved, right, Rukma? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Thank you very much, Doina, for all those updates and for joining us. With that, well, that's all we have time for in this edition of the news. News and updates continue on DD News and DD India. Stay tuned. Namaskar.